Welcome back to the 7th installment of the Restart Zone show, the show that gives you everything that you need to get back up to speed with this week's racing action. I'm Jack, and this is my co-host Brady, and this week I am not Jack.
So yeah, this week we had IndyCar at Barber Motorsports Park. NASCAR was at the famous paperclip Martinsville Speedway, and Japan was at an all-time classic Suzuka circuit. Really cool track there, which kind of got a little bit of comeuppance with the new regs.
F1
but getting out of ourselves.
Was that historic Suzuka circuit is what my lovely co-host Jack Keegan meant to say. You said Japan.
Oh. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
Not a good start, guys.
We're struggling through
Let's
this.
circle back. IndyCar was in Birmingham, not Birmingham, Alabama. I mean, they were, but
Yes.
people don't like when you call it that. They were at Barber Motorsports Park. Beautiful racetrack. Scenery is awesome. Artwork all throughout the circuit. Big museum. Place I'd love to visit. I've been so close. I was at the Buc-ee's at the entrance, but I did not go into the actual track. And we saw something that on paper you would think would have looked exactly like 25. Alex Palou starts up front, leads most of the laps, or all the laps this year, I think, and wins.
And on paper, that's what this race was as well.
Like,
However,
that's not exactly
Not
how
the
it
real
went
story.
down. It's very unfortunate. I will just say right here, I wasn't able to watch all this race live. I was very busy this past weekend. Was not in the States.
busy turning 21.
Busy turning 21. Busy partying at the pool on the beach. And nevertheless, I was golfing during
On the
this
pool, Jack,
race.
watching NASCAR. Anyways.
Yeah, so I just wanted to start with that. So I won't have, maybe that super nitty gritty that I would have otherwise, but I do know that Linus Lundqvist, I just butchered his name, Linus Lundqvist, was right on the toes. He was on a better tire strategy than Alex Palou, and if everything had worked out properly, should have won that race. But just a very unfortunate pit stop from the McLaren team. In clutch, it seems like pit crews love to try to give Alex Palou wins. I mean, Andretti, pit crew damn near gave the Arlington win to Alex Palou.
Yeah.
So, it's just pit crews got to perform in crunch time, regardless of what team, and they didn't do that in this case. Kind of lost in the race. These things happen, but it's not what the rest of the grid wanted to see. Alex Palou closing the gap to a now very tight, close battle, just 2 points between Kirkwood and Palou. Coming to Long Beach, a street circuit.
Yeah.
Kirkwood's bread and butter. I think it'll be an interesting fight for sure between Long Beach coming up, which is right in Kirkwood's house, and then Indy Grand Prix, which would be right at Palou's alley. And they're basically neck and neck in points. I think this would be a really interesting little battle.
Hopefully should produce a pretty epic battle.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I luckily, or I guess not luckily, but I was not on a weekend long bender, so I was fortunately able to catch all the racing this weekend, and yeah, I mean, it looked as though we were going to see a chase down and an attempt at a pass for the lead.
Which would have been awesome. 2 races in a row on track.
Yeah, it would have been really sick. But yeah, I mean, racing is about those small moments.
It's a team sport.
Yeah. Didn't pan out, unfortunately.
No.
Well, fortunately for me, because I picked Palou to win. But I mean, anybody
I
could
picked a
pick Palou to
McLaren
win.
driver. Not the right one.
Not the right one. Pato did not have a great day.
No, he was.
It was
he
pretty
was not
unfortunate.
good. Another thing I wanted to touch on was seeing that speed out of Graham Rahal made me really happy. He hasn't podiumed since 2023, so it's great to see those guys.
The announcers
have
were
speed.
super jazzed about it when it was happening too. It was great.
mean, how can you not love Graham Rahal?
No, right?
It's such just a feel good story.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And just to see him not have to do any crazy pitch strategy, to just actually have pace.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Warmed everybody's hearts. I think we were all a little sad to not see him finish P2, but still podiumed. So
yeah,
overall, good day for all the Rahal guys, to be honest. None of them were all up on pace. Mick obviously still learning the ropes as far as IndyCar, coming up in the Formula Series for a long time, and then racing sports cars for a bit before coming over to open wheel again, but Americanized. But yeah, no, it was good. I love seeing the Ray Hall guys do good.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to touch on real quick, was just an interesting array of big crashes throughout the early sessions between qualifying and practice. Obviously, first Scott McLaughlin going through the fence, which could that could have been
was
worse.
an insane wreck.
I think all things considered, that was the best outcome.
That might be one of the most insane looking wrecks
visually
that's happened in a while. Yeah,
just crazy to watch. He just sort of hits the rear end hits the dirt before it hits the barrier, and it sort of tosses it up. So once it does hit the barrier, it really only hits the top of the barrier. Basically misses the barrier, and the attenuator and rear end of the car blew through the catch fence.
Yeah, it was very scary stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And that one just caused by Scott trying to really widen the entry to turn one and just grabbed a little bit of dirt on those right sides, and that just whips your car around.
It happens.
Just because your eyes are pointing towards the left-hand apex.
Yeah.
You're not watching the right wheels, and sometimes you just get a little sloppy, and
especially when you're just moving.
Yeah, so probably just, I would, say a little reprofile of the landscape there, trying to flatten the entry to that barrier out so that there's no chance of the bump
little
up.
hop.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other one being Will Power. He had a full brake failure going into 5, I believe it was.
I wouldn't know.
And man, just a wall to hit that hard head on the very nose of the Indy cars, like this one right here. There's no give in here. You hit here, give, no give when you hit directly head on. That's one of those impacts that just, from what I've heard anyways, I've never crashed an Indy car, but from what I hear, that impact
would, if ever given the opportunity to, probably
would crash an Indy car. But yeah, I hear those just go right to your back and just not comfortable in such a rigid race car. Happy to see both of those drivers walk away, obviously. No major injuries there, but I'm always a little scared when I see cars hit right on the nose cone, because they're really solid, super safe for the legs, which is their job, to make sure, no intrusion, but heavy impacts, especially when you see them at the speedway. That's the worst, when you watch a guy get spun and hit nose first. It's just, especially if they hit the non-safer barrier parts of that place, just dangerous, man. But it's part of the attraction, Yeah. But we can talk Indy 500 another day. We got a whole month for that.
Yeah, we got a whole section of the season dedicated to that.
Yes, we do, and boy, am I excited. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, that was it was a race. It was a strategy race. It was a clean race, like we predicted last week. Yeah. No cautions.
Entertaining. Yeah. Fun to watch. I mean, IndyCar is always a great watch. It's always worth turning into.
It is. You're not watching, it's a racer's sport. It's a racer's race.
As someone who a couple years ago was not watching IndyCar, if you're not watching IndyCar, do yourself a favor and tune into IndyCar.
If you're an F1 fan,
if you're a racing fan, it's just entertaining. It's really entertaining racing. They do something that F1 can't do, and that's just lap after lap, wheel to wheel. I mean, obviously, you have moments of dominance and whatnot.
And we see it a bit more now with the new regs, but a lot of that via yo-yo. But it's a very different feel, and a feel I like. I like the fact that some of the circuits aren't, so done up.
Watching cars go through turn 1, like 3 wide, the way they do in IndyCar is just. And I know they do that in F1 too, but they don't do it cleanly. They don't do it in that. You know what I'm trying to say?
I appreciate with IndyCar that every F1 track is so done up. Every Grade 1 circuit is so much that it's kind of nice that IndyCar can go to some smaller circuits.
Yeah.
A lot more street tracks. Like, you look at Arlington, F1 would never dream of racing there. Never in a million years. And IndyCar does.
Jerry would have to spend a lot of money redoing that pavement.
Yeah, that would need to be brand new asphalt.
Oh, yeah. No,
and those runoffs probably weren't compliant either.
No way.
But IndyCar does race there, and it was entertaining to watch these expensive race cars fly over the bumps. It's
Yeah.
a challenge to the drivers, and I just think it makes
exciting.
it makes it more interesting overall. So shout out to IndyCar. Watch IndyCar. Barber Motorsport Park, awesome track. Always cool to see cars there. But it's time to move to the paperclip.
Yeah. O'Reilly put on a pretty standard paperclip race.
Honestly, I thought it was a little above average.
It was
Pretty better than the past few years.
It was, yes. It was definitely nothing to put on the history books. However,
Sorry. Go ahead.
what it did show, or maybe not what it did show, but it was just a very, very interesting, always entertaining, always something to follow, always engaging race, for sure.
For reference, the picture that you saw of me watching the race by the pool was this race, the O'Reilly's Martinsville race. It was great to see a new face running up front.
That was really cool. In his O'Reilly debut. Running like hell. Running the wheels off
Made
that thing.
some mistakes at the end of the race. He felt super bad about them. It sucks, but it happens when your first
ever race.
Not a ton of people can say they ran top 5 most of the race in their debut in a series.
Not many people can say they ran top 5 in anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it was just
it's a very impressive
Lee
first
Polian,
effort.
by the way, is who we're talking about.
Yes.
We never said his name. Kind of glossing over that. But yeah, modified guy, short track guy. We've seen in the past, many times Dale Jr. giving these guys opportunities. Obviously, Josh Berry is the first one that comes to mind just because he's full-time Cup now. He really got pushed through that system, and it worked out for him. Even though he's not in the JRM Hendrick line, he is still full-time Cup as a guy who didn't necessarily have aspirations of going that route. And it was just really... It made me very happy just to tune. I tuned in after the race started, and I see him running third, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Right, this kid's got it.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really cool to see. Unfortunately, we do have to talk about some mistakes. Some tire spin on a restart, that's whatever, but on a late race restart, he misses a shift and causes a classic Martinsville restart big one. Really tore up a lot of race cars real bad, and unfortunately it was most of the cars in the back who are, smaller teams, which always sucks to see. There were a lot of mangled race cars coming out of this race.
It was,
and we've just seen recently that Nick Sanchez as a team will not be able to field a car for Rockingham.
Very unfortunate stuff.
Yeah, very. Sucks to see, and a little surprising, honestly, considering how much is available for the O'Reilly's cars as far as parts, because the chassis has been around for forever, but I assume it must just be a money problem at that point. But that sucks. Luke Baldwin as well, making his O'Reilly Series debut. Lee was not the only one. He had a brake failure and crashed very hard in turn 3, about as hard as a car can crash at Martinsville.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, he hit that thing real good. So sucks for those guys. He was my pick for the modified race, in case it came to that, which it didn't. No, it was a landslide. Yeah, but
it was bad. It was bad this week.
Yeah, these things happen, especially in lesser funded teams. It was a brake master failure, and you live and you learn. Hopefully he got some good experience out of the practice session and the race running he did do. And overall, great race. Another win for Allgaier. He's cooking right now. We'll talk about him more later, so we don't need to do too much about that. But I think with that, let's move on to Cup.
Chase Elliott, out of nowhere, or seemingly out of nowhere, really just out of a strategy call. Denny Hamlin was pretty much showing signs of belt to ass all race. And really,
he looked really good.
It just came down to a strategy call at the end of the race.
These Cup races, this is a thing we used to see a lot more, I think, pre-stage racing, which, as a NASCAR fan, man, I am really craving a good old fuel mileage race about now. Because, man, I just remember we used to have some Pocono fuel mileage races where you genuinely would not know if the leader was running out of gas on the last lap.
Bro's talking about some ball that I don't know about right now.
Exactly. And that's what hurts me is newer fans don't know what it's like to watch a good fuel mileage race.
Our director's getting fired, bro.
Yeah, this dude.
Keep going.
This dude can. No, but it's just like watching that and watching a good strategy call win a race, even though it wasn't under green, just like sort of took me back to times when fuel strategy was a race decider. You'd have long green flag runs at the end, and you'd get these guys who would push it closer and closer, and then someone would over push, and you'd think they're going to win the race, and 2 laps to go, they're out of gas.
Yeah.
Super exciting stuff. Obviously, that's not exactly what happened here. There were some cautions.
Yes.
There
were, as there tends to be in modern NASCAR, there was yellows.
Some of them a little questionable. First thing with the cautions, a lot of complaint from the drivers that the cautions were overly long this race.
And, I mean, not necessarily that I would notice anyway as a viewer, but I almost kind of felt that.
Yeah.
Like, it felt very drawn out.
Denny was saying that
they're bleeding laps
Fox
real bad.
Plays a big role in how long the cautions are due to commercials. And I hate that. I hate that that's the case, to be honest.
I mean, it's the same
for
thing.
For me, cautions should be however long it takes to clean up what needs to be cleaned up. And then do a pit cycle and no more.
Well, you ever been to like a professional hockey or professional football thing? They gotta the athletes all gotta stand around and wait for the commercial stall roll. It's the same thing, and it's super annoying, and it's especially annoying because it bleeds laps away.
Especially at a place like Martinsville,
where
the laps take off quick.
Those laps are important.
And they take off quick. It's such a short track, you know. And I hate that. It should just be as long as it takes to clean up the track and do a pit cycle. Yeah. That's how long a caution should be, and they should have to just fit commercials into that space. That's my personal take.
Yeah.
I get that I have no say in it, but I just think that's dumb. Regardless, the caution I really want to talk about was a piece of a brake rotor on pit lane.
Was it dangerous to the people driving on the track?
You're telling me that on a completely enclosed pit lane with a pit wall, we couldn't have just had an official run out onto pit lane, grab it, piece of rotor, not a whole brake rotor, a piece of a brake rotor, go out, grab it, and run. It's 2 lanes. It's basically 2 lanes is the width of the Martinsville.
Think about the TV ratings. If there's a restart with like not that many laps to go.
Well, and if we help Chase Elliott, NASCAR's favorite driver.
So
call me a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, like Denny Hamlin said, he thought it was about that time.
Yeah,
that NASCAR would want a yellow to get some excitement, and yeah, it really screwed Denny over, putting him a few cars behind, and it was just so hard for him to pass once everyone's on new tires, which unfortunately, part of that I would say is on the package, that I think we just need more horsepower. It's helping a little bit, but it's not enough.
No. I don't know why. I mean, okay, I lied. I don't know why. We gotta stop being scared of making these cars fast.
And everyone's been saying that, but NASCAR ain't listening.
Make them fast. Also, make them more like the O'Reilly's cars, but everyone's also been saying that.
Yeah, so. Get rid of so much junk, the whole car.
Yeah.
Let's just get the Gen A in
here.
They
look great. Like, the next-gen cars look, like, just from an outside perspective.
They do, but they just look like V8 supercars. Like,
true. And I mean, you're right, but they look great.
And not only that, to me, they don't look as much like NASCARs. Like when I think of...
I see what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I see, because they're trying to more modernize it, more...
But it's just like a GT car.
Yeah. Like
you think of a Gen 4 like that, or even a COT. They're very NASCAR-esque. Like, I don't know, there's just like a way about it. I don't know. It's like something you can't quantify.
We're way tangenting, but I think it's just these cars are so squatted. They're not... I mean, I know they weren't...
They're squatted, they're
taller,
rigid.
But the old cars just were so much taller, so much like... It was harder to drive.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to it. And
Like I've
again,
ever driven a NASCAR. Anyways.
we can drone on and on about how bad the Gen 7 is, but nothing we say or do is going to do anything about it.
No.
Regardless, Chevy gets their first one on the board.
Yeah, this is true.
Did not think it would be Chase Elliott to do it.
Yeah. I guess the rumors of this new Chevy body being junk are...
Not maybe as true as...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how true we thought they were, but regardless.
I wasn't buying it. You couldn't even see the changes they made. How could it make them?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Cup. It was again. So I watched part of the first stage and then tuned in for the very end of the race. Unfortunately, again, just not able to get the nitty gritty. But it's gonna be now a race I did get to watch from start to finish. F1 at Suzuka.
Now, this race, I slept through.
Unfortunately.
But I did, in fact, watch the extended race highlights posted by F1's YouTube channel.
I will say,
I got that.
had a lot of fun watching this race. Did I have a buzz going? Yes. But I thought it was very entertaining from start to finish, which is so much more than we can say about so many Suzuka races in the past. I mean, with all the Mercedes having bad starts, getting overtaken by the Ferraris and the McLarens.
Yeah.
Lando making a big move around George Russell into turn 2, I guess that would be. Like,
And one of the talking points we had yesterday was, could Suzuka be racy?
last week.
Yep. Could Suzuka be racy with these new regs?
It proved to be. There was a lot of overtaking. Was there still yo-yoing? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You would see the one you saw the most, obviously, is the overtake into the chicane, and then the repass on the straightaway is the biggest one that happened quite a few times. But obviously, Oscar Piastri taking the lead at the start, and it looked like George Russell was blowing through the field. He was passing guys like it was no big deal. And he got to Oscar, made a few good overtake attempts, didn't get by him, and was never able to get by him, and then started fading. The gap started opening. I couldn't believe my own eyes. I thought he was sandbagging.
Yeah.
But somehow Oscar pulled off such a defense that he was in position to win that race. A McLaren on pace.
After a double DNS.
I was shocked. I was so impressed by Oscar's defense, his ability.
Yeah.
He must have just spent all that time not in the car in the races, just studying deployment.
Yeah.
Because that is what did it for him. He was so smart with his energy deployment. The one time George Russell did get by him, he was able to immediately repass him. And
It was world-class stuff. It
was
world-class stuff.
it was cool to watch. A little crazy saying this, but I did almost feel a little bad for George because the safety car, really Oscar as well, both of those guys, just because that safety car really cooked him, that they boxed and then a lap later a safety car happens. It's super unlucky.
Very unfortunate.
That's happened to all of us in F125 before,
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
we know exactly how that
However,
feels.
it was very fortunate for one young Italian man who has his second win. Not only his second win ever, but second win in a row.
And now the
in
youngest
F1.
points leader in F1 history.
Youngest points leader in F1 history.
Pretty sick.
And yeah, I mean, what more can you say about Kimi Antonelli? Just incredible stuff.
Awesome for him. Super happy. He deserves it.
Oh yeah,
Great kid.
Well, yeah, awesome stuff. Super happy for him.
Yeah, I do still feel for Oscar. They're just the way anyone else but for Mercedes is going to win these races is if they do something like that, and they did everything right and just got screwed. Sucks, but it's racing. One thing I did want to touch on is reliability seems to be getting better already, even at Suzuka.
Yeah.
There were guys with problems for sure, but
Yeah, I mean, you'll have that. You had that last year. So.
no DNSs
Yeah.
this race, so already just seeming to look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Obviously, one thing that's been the big talk, honestly bigger than any of the other things, I think I've seen more talk about the Berriman Colapinto crash. Obviously, first of all, happy Oliver's okay. We saw him limping around right after, probably just, shock.
Yeah.
His legs probably slapped together with a direct side impact like that. But 50G from what I heard on the broadcast, huge side impact.
A lot of G's.
And this accident was caused completely by these regs. That's what's generated the conversation, because there was a 50 kmh speed difference with these guys going into the same corner.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
Behrman literally had to crash to keep from slamming into the back of Colapinto. It's just nuts.
Yeah,
like
it's insane stuff, and it was insane to see.
It was only a matter of time before an accident like this happened, and I would say this is the better outcome, because people were expecting an airplane crash of wheel to wheel. So we were just lucky that Behrman went to the left and took the impact for himself rather than
taking them both out
and possibly flying himself off into that gravel trap. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, still big hit. And that safety car being the one that ultimately killed any chance of Oscar or George winning that race. One other thing that I didn't hear a lot of talk about, so maybe it's just wrong, but something that I was thinking about is, did Ferrari's smaller turbos hurt them at Suzuka? With as many straightaways as there are, obviously the front stretch, the run after the hairpin, after Spoon Curve down into 130R, like a lot of this track is straightaway. And it just seemed like, the Ferraris didn't have that top speed, which is where the passes happened at this track.
Now still, yet another podium for Ferrari.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad race.
No.
But it just, they didn't quite feel as powerful.
It didn't seem like the Mercedes-Ferrari duel we had seen.
They still had the great start. Obviously, the spool time is helping them on the start still. Just immediately jumping positions. But I just wonder if they just didn't quite seem like they had it compared to, McLaren. Obviously, Lando finishing a little bit further behind, but he really got screwed by that safety car as well. I just feel, and again, no technical analysis here, not an engineer, but it just felt like they were really lacking in top-end speed, and I have to imagine that's because they have smaller turbochargers than everyone else around them.
It could very well be.
I guess to wrap this up do we think, because obviously Miami is the next race for Formula One.
Jeddah and
Bahrain
have both been canceled.
Yep. Do we think McLaren can keep that up?
Honestly, with the way that it's look, I don't think that we can leave Ferrari out of that conversation either. I know the bullet says McLaren, but
it does. Well, just going off of
last race.
Well, just the fact that they would have won that race,
But either McLaren or Ferrari, can we see, or anyone for that matter, can we see?
I mean, I don't think it's not going to come from anyone else, but fortunately, definitely not Williams. God, they're in shambles now.
Not trust. Red Bull sandbagging Miami. We're gonna show it. We're gonna be like 2 seconds ahead of the entire field.
I'm sorry, Red Bull fans. This is gonna be a long year.
It's gonna be.
And you're gonna be missing your main man next year when he inevitably quits to go race GT cars.
Yo, I'm about to kill my co-host, bro. I'm about to slime him out on camera.
He hates the truth.
What was I even saying? That genuinely rattled me. What? Okay.
We were talking about McLaren and Ferrari.
So when Red Bull drops the sandbags in Miami and is 2 seconds ahead of the whole field, after that, do we think that anybody being McLaren or Ferrari can continue to kind of build and hold a candle to Mercedes? And
I think it'll be really interesting to see if Ferrari or McLaren can develop enough in the April break to keep up with whatever Mercedes is going to develop.
Because that's the other thing too, is we're saying that as if Mercedes doesn't have one of the biggest R&D teams.
Exactly.
If not the biggest.
Without cost cap, they were the biggest vendors in the pre-cost cap era.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And they probably still would be.
Yeah, if there wasn't. And they've probably are exploiting some loophole we don't even know about.
They're paying something under the table.
Like the Red Bull catering bill. Uh,
Well, they just want some good food. Man.
dude, they just wanted the good
They're
food.
just hungry.
Man.
They're just very hungry.
Just a bunch of hungry boys over there at Red Bull. But no, I wonder if either of them will be able to bridge the gap to close it. I don't think they're gonna show up and just be able to match single lap pace. But can they bridge it? Maybe it seems like top speed is the biggest thing, or the Mercedes are just straight up faster cars at the top end of the speedway. Is that a deployment thing? Is that, now
there's also some conversation to be
combustion?
said about will the FIA step in and do something about the regulations, because there's been a lot of talk
and they did make a statement,
official statements,
exactly,
about investigating the power unit and whatnot.
My guess is if anything comes out of it, they're just gonna push more ICE.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, they might change deployment stuff, but I just feel like with how complicated it already is, are they gonna go step in and make it even more and like add some new tech?
Yeah.
Just to try to help with super clipping.
Yeah.
Like, I think you just need to bite the bullet and say, hey, maybe we leaned a little too far into... No, they never will. I'm sorry, you're right. The FIA admitting they were wrong.
No, they're going to come back. They're going to be like, guys, you were right. V8s are going...
Yes, right.
V8s are going right back in the cars.
Yeah. And then your alarm's going to go off and you're going to wake up from your dream.
Yeah, it's April Fool's, by the way. Well, it won't be April Fool's when
not
you're
when this
seeing
goes up, but it
is April 1st today.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, only for a few more hours. But
yeah.
But yeah, to put a nice bow on this topic, I really enjoyed watching this race, as I said. I am super happy that these regs have given new life to Suzuka. And that, like, in the past, man, this race is one that I just fully would not care if I fell asleep on the couch before this race started, because it was usually whoever leads into turn one is probably going to win the race.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the case at all this year. There was passing throughout. I mean, Max Verstappen fought Pierre Gasly every single lap after the safety car restart.
You see the
never got by him.
You see the clip of him waving by?
Yeah. Never was able to get by him. They fought, like, Max tried to pass him in the chicane almost every lap. Mm-hmm. Like, that was so fun. And they barely ever showed on the broad. It was just in the mini box the whole time. But it was so fun just looking at the mini box, watching these two just duke it out. Like, it was genuinely fun to watch. I can't remember the last time I've said that about a Suzuka race. So there is definitely a lot of positives to these F1 regs. Yeah. I think, obviously, the power split stuff has been leading to so much discourse that we are looking past the fact that these three races have been very fun to watch.
Yeah. The entertainment value, purely.
It's there, yeah.
That's really hard.
And I think, as we know, this all stems from the fact that the chassis themselves are very solid.
We're getting another yawn counter this episode.
Yeah.
I can't stop. It's so bad.
Director, man, get on the yawn counter.
Sleepy guy over here.
Let's talk liveries.
Yeah, let's talk liveries.
We love liveries here. We talk about them off camera consistently.
And I don't think either of these two liveries are going to get mentioned in our L's and W, or I guess technically three. Even though I don't really know if
we've talked about already.
But two pretty nice liveries for Suzuka. I wish we would have got another Red Bull, but they're not no longer with Honda, and Honda is too busy trying to kill their drivers.
Probably was way too embarrassed to do a special livery.
Yeah, oh my gosh!
Imagine they show up with the special livery. People are gonna be like, "Oh, this is what you're putting your R&D into."
Literally.
But yeah, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. For my W livery, a pretty simple one. I'm not sure many people are gonna agree that it was the best looking car that ran, but
look, that's not what this is what we liked the best.
It's true. I was really a fan of the way that 45 car looked, and I almost want to shout it out because of a couple of pretty unfortunate liveries he's had to deal with this year. That Sirius XM car looked good, and I liked the S-Star logo on the hood and everything, and it just looked nice. It was clean.
If we could just get Chumba out of their lineup, they would be fine.
Yeah, honestly, because the Pinnacle car wasn't that bad.
It was good. I mean,
on track it looked good.
No, it was
renders,
way better on
the renders. I was
renders
trashing on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then for my L, the Patrick Staropoli, like the circle around the number, it's like the livery he runs, I think, most every week. But
I didn't really, as I was doing my research for this episode, I went by it and didn't really notice it, and then he pointed it out, and I really like took a look at it. And
You're like, whoa.
I was like, oh yeah,
That's
actually,
a repulsive. I've actually noticed it a few weeks in a row, but there's been a slightly more repulsive one to talk about. So
yeah. All right. So I'll get into mine here. We'll start with my L. Daniel Suarez's Group 1001 car, I think it is.
yeah.
A thing that I absolutely hate about next gen liveries is companies with logos of a certain size with the number placement will leave massive gaps. Like you see how McDonald's fills this here? Daniel Suarez is like, you can see this, but I'm going to do this anyways. Daniel Suarez has one number and it's where the 4 is. And the company's logo is back here. And then this is just negative space with just nothing. And I hate that.
And he's coming off an unfortunate livery last week as well, with that awful green.
I hate
whatever
that
that
the
was.
next gen door number placement has
Yeah, it
led
just
to
leaves
so
empty
much
space.
negative space. It's so ugly. It pisses me off. The colors are fine or whatever. It's kind of weird, but that is not what it is.
Honorable mention L livery.
Okay, yeah.
The Superfile SVG car.
Oh,
I
yes.
totally forgot. Me and Jack talked about this before you started
We did,
filming.
yeah.
That car's also ugly.
Yeah,
I
it looks
just
like some AI slop.
yeah.
I don't know if that. I just want to say I don't know if that's AI generated. So it
But,
just
yeah,
gives the vibe
yeah.
of. I don't
Sorry,
want to send any
anyways.
false
I totally,
allegations.
I totally for that was originally my pick, and then I think I scrolled past the Patrick Star Pulley one and was like, "Whoa." Okay, anyways,
So my W livery for this week was the Brent Cruz number 19 car, the Exxon Mobil. I love those colors. The sort of tiered stack of the red, white, blue. I don't know if that's the order it's in, but
no, yeah, I think, or maybe blue,
red.
white, red, but whatever.
Yeah.
Either way.
I love that color combo.
Yeah.
Stacked like that on the car. That's just it's
Just looks good.
pleasing. It's just a satisfying.
Pleasurable.
Yes, exactly. It is a pleasurable livery right there. Yeah. Let's get into our L and W of the week.
My L is kind of low hanging fruit. I don't really care. Denny Hamlin getting robbed of a win at Martinsville. I was kind of pulling for him. I was
Poor
hoping
guy.
that we would just get a nice. I mean, as we've already had one, just a good old fashioned belt to ass from Denny Hamlin.
He's earned those.
Yeah, and we didn't get it, but it is what it is.
I mean, we did get it. We just didn't get the conclusion to it.
Yeah, this is true. And my W of the week. I totally forgot. It's okay. We'll make it. I'm gonna remember and then make it a hard cut. Oh my god, I'm such a chud.
Just gotta write him down, bro.
Okay. You know what? I got it. And my W of the week is gonna be that I'm basically a super genius pick wizard and got almost every winner right. Basically, I knew that safety car was going to come out and hand Kimmy a win. And and we're not going to talk about Cup.
He paid off Colapinto.
Yeah, I did. It's true. As if he's not getting paid plenty as is.
Right? Yeah, all right. So my L of the week is something we've already talked about, but it was definitely the inevitable regulation-caused crash in F1. Like I said, only a matter of time before something like that happened where the speed differential catches somebody out.
Yeah.
And if
It happened.
nothing changes, I doubt it'll be the last one.
Yeah.
If they change something, maybe it's a one-and-done ordeal, but
They have a whole month.
it is getting an L for this week because that can't continue to happen. Because again, the 50G impact was the safer of the two results. So
Yeah, that's not good.
No. And my W of the week is definitely going to be Lee Pulliam's strong run. Just so awesome. I love seeing dudes do well when they start because it's generated so much buzz around his name. Even if again there were mistakes, watching him run so consistently in cars he doesn't really deal with.
Yeah.
Outside of sim work. So that was just just heartwarming.
Yo, our director is popping bubble wrap right now.
This dude is
Get off me!
We need to get him some fidget toys for next time. We're gonna leave him back there with some fidget spinners.
Comment down below if you want to direct our show, because this bum needs to.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh no, not him. Oh, ASMR. Okay, moving on. So a little bit we wanted to do this week.
There's not much racing going on this weekend.
We thought we weren't going to be talking a lot, and now I feel like with as much as we've already talked, it's probably just going to go long. We don't fucking care.
Yeah.
We are going to make some way too early championship
Way
predictions.
too early championship prediction. And we're predicting, I was going to say like everything.
Not everything.
Not everything. A lot. I'm going to let you. It's
right.
okay. Here's what we should do. Do you want to go by series and we'll go back and forth?
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
But I still need my cheat sheet because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Formula
Do you
1.
remember all yours?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
this guy's good.
Formula 1.
Oh, you want me to go first?
I mean, Kimi, Antonelli. I can't, nor can Jack, in good faith, predict George Russell to win a championship. And because Mercedes is going to win the championship and probably both championships, I'm taking Kimi Antonelli.
Any normal, sane person who wants to be right would pick George Russell here. I am neither of those things. So after going almost strictly off last week's results, I'm picking Oscar Piastri. I am putting faith in McLaren finding something in the April break. And if they can just have starts like that and just hold off the Mercedes.
No. Lewis Hamilton's getting his 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Max is getting his 5th. What are you talking about?
All right, we all know that shit ain't happening.
Anyways.
So yeah, Oscar Piastri is my way too early championship pick here.
Okay.
Do you want to move on to what do you want to do next? IndyCar?
Yeah.
Stick with open wheel.
I'm going to take the safe pick. I'm going to be boring. I'm taking Alex Palou, the number 10 team. Just gets it right.
Perfect tens, man.
And yeah.
So I'm going to go with his biggest competitor right now. I'm going to take Kyle Kirkwood. I think obviously there's more natural terrain road courses than street courses. So one would only think that Alex Palou could win, but that's assuming Palou's not going to have any mistakes, not going to have a start crash.
And not for nothing, Palou's being hunted down. And
He was.
And
No, it wasn't by Kirkwood.
it wasn't. But
Nevertheless.
he's human.
He's human. And, I mean, we saw Mid-Ohio last year, him make a go-off track and the lead to Scott Dixon. So
And even without a mistake, things can happen.
yeah. I mean, we saw at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Palou's car looked good. He was already passing people on lap 4, but get caught up in a wreck. That's racing.
Yeah. It happens.
Now, normally he's so far ahead that he doesn't get involved in stuff. But if one bad qualifying session is all it could take.
Yeah.
Start mid-pack, and even if you don't get crashed, just starting mid-pack is so tough, dealing with all the dirty air, probably having to run different strategy than you would want to be running. Nevertheless, we move on to Cup.
Yeah. You take this one away.
All right. I'm taking this purely off bias because I like this guy, but not just off bias because I like the guy. He is one of the most consistent Cup drivers, tracks overall.
Yeah.
Between intermediates, short tracks. This guy's not always great, but he's always good enough for a good point stay, where in previous years, it hasn't really helped him. I think this year it is going to help him a lot more, and that being Ryan Blaney. He's just, I feel like you always see him in like the top 7 outside of plate tracks. That's a different story, but he's just always up there, you know? Just so consistent.
I was balancing my decision between 2 different guys. One of them was probably a guy I would have picked to win the championship before the season started. The other guy is someone who decided to win 4 out of the first 6 races. So, on the one hand, I really want to take Tyler Reddick, but on the other hand, like my heart wants Denny Hamlin.
Especially after last year.
Yeah, like I would love the storybook ending where he gets the championship, he gets to ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
100%.
So, yeah, I mean, Denny Hamlin. I think he has. I mean,
I like it. He's
Hey,
another.
hey.
He like Blaney. He's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
Who's just pretty good
He's-
everywhere.
he has the championship stuff. He's obviously shown he has it time and time again. In a year where it finally is going to come down to some morsel of consistency, hopefully.
That's a good guy to have.
Yeah, it's a great guy to have.
All right, moving on to O'Reilly's. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Justin Allgaier. Anyways.
Moving on. Our
trucks.
last one here, yeah, trucks. Do you want to...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it's kind of a harder to predict championship.
Yeah.
Maybe less so now with the points. But I'm going to take back-to-back championships for that 11 team, now with a different driver. But Caden Honeycutt has been showing some real
You
speed.
look good at Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to really say? In a very unpredictable series, a fast car really matters, and he's in one of those. So.
He is, yeah, 100%. Since he took, I feel like, the easiest answer, I'm just going to go with Chandler Smith. They ran very well last year alongside Lane Riggs. Lane contending for wins, and Chandler usually right behind him.
Yeah.
Lane hasn't, outside of the St. Petersburg win, hasn't really shown the same pace that we saw from him last year. So I'm going with his teammate. Chandler, another guy, he's pretty consistent, and we'll see if he can get it done. But I think Caden's definitely your favorite going in. But yeah, so those were some way too early championship picks.
We'll see how they pan out.
Let's hope they all come. Let's hope they're all right, and every series has 2 champions, so we can both be right.
Yeah.
and
Have
it'll
one
be
big
sick.
party.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so all that's racing this weekend. The reason why we did this.
Yeah.
Only have Truck and O'Reilly's. The Easter break, obviously, for Cup. And F1 is gone for a whole month now. IndyCar is not racing this
Gone
weekend.
for 2 weeks, I think, to Long Beach.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just Trucks and O'Reilly's at Rockingham. Adam Andretti making another start in trucks.
We saw him in Atlanta, obviously.
Yep.
Figuring it out. Got better as the race went on. He's learning.
Getting another shot.
And this track, I think,
More.
this will be different. Just, he's picked the sketchiest tracks to start at. Because, man, Rockingham is like, it's odd. There's nothing like it on
It's like it's a weird intermediate between like a short track and
an intermediate track.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Because it's like, yeah, it's just weird. It's got really high banking, kind of like Dover. Mm-hmm. But it's not a perfect oval. It has a tri-oval.
Yeah.
And both of the corners are different radius.
Yeah.
It's a very funky track.
Very, very. It's one of those that, as my co-host likes to say, is quite interesting to drive in the sim.
Yeah, in the sim. Now, the only track, or the only sim that I have that has Rockingham in it is NASCAR 25.
I didn't have iRacing.
I don't have iRacing on my computer right now, guys. I'm sorry. AMS2 for the win. If you're not using Automobilista 2, get on that shit. Anyways, they are not paying me to say that. I just really enjoy it. Sound design is. All right, off track here. Yeah, Adam Andretti making another start. It's great. It's just an interesting selection of tracks to make your debuts at.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
But it'll be a good challenge. You know, if he can do this, then damn it, he can run at Kansas. You know, like it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
He'll have a fun time, if anything. Can Caden Honeycutt continue the momentum? Obviously, he probably should have won that race at Darlington. Hocevar got real hands-on with him at the end of the race.
As Hocevar tends to do.
He's very much known for.
With Sydney Sweeney, apparently. Hello, Carson. Anyways.
He also shot a shot at Alyssa Liu.
Hey.
That did not land, but...
Insert picture of Carrie shooting from...
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Anyways.
We love you, Carson. And wow.
Sorry. Just read that.
At some point, autocorrect spelled Rockingham as
Rockingham.
Rocking ham.
Yeah, rocking ham.
So sad. It just caught both of us off. But no, one thing I was sort of thinking while putting together the script, the format for this is we had a pretty harsh winter this year, including the southern states got a lot more snow and a lot more cold than they tend to get. And as we know, that is fresh asphalt from last year. And I wonder, because we've seen it with other repaved tracks recently that went through this winter, that they've aged quickly because of all the cold temperatures and extra, starting to get frost heaves and stuff like that. So I wonder if this track may have aged at a higher rate, or we will see more fall off than like a usual year to year on a repave. Just something that sort of popped into my mind. Thought I'd tell you guys to look for as you're watching practice and qualifying and into the race is, cars doing long runs, will they start to fall off a little bit more?
Yeah.
But outside of trucks, there wasn't a ton of storylines going. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of dry. That's why we did the championship picks. O'Reilly's Cletus is running his first O'Reilly's race.
Again, let's circle back. As far as tracks for debuts, this is not one of them.
Yeah, and
it's one thing for Adam Andretti, who has racing experience,
especially after how thrilling Cletus's truck debut was.
Yeah, all 6 laps of it.
But
or the car that he crashed at Rockingham.
RCR sees money to be made, so they're gonna go make it.
Yeah, man, those guys. That's the only thing they care about at that team, man. Certainly don't care about winning races.
Not in Cup anyway.
Not in Cup. Yeah, it's true. They've clearly invested all their money in the O'Reilly's program.
Super Speedway O'Reilly's program.
Speaking of RCR, actually, Jesse Love won the race last year until he didn't. Got disqualified. I believe it was the truck arm bolts being too loose, allowing the rear end to sway too much. Was it all this illegal modification, or do they really have speed there? We're going to find out. Something to keep an eye on. He was very fast. I have to imagine not all of that was because of this illegal adjustment to the car.
I mean, he's in championship winning equipment, even though it wasn't.
But yeah, to circle back, I guess, Cletus, man,
odd, strange.
Rockingham is a challenging track.
Yeah,
it's fast, it's aero sensitive. And man, the only...
We'll see how it goes on Saturday.
The best weekend he can have... Saturday. The best weekend he can have is to just not crash the car. If he can go this whole weekend without crashing that car...
Yeah, that will
be a complete win. He can go home with a smile on his face and a chip on his shoulder.
Well, he'll do that anyway, because he's probably getting paid.
Yeah, but regardless...
Good money to be doing this.
Their goal should be to not crash that car. His goal.
Another talking point. Raja is back in the 88. Hopefully can run with some kind of steam in the head of the pack. I mean, he's been able to do it, like we've talked about, in Copium. No.
Copium?
Not Copium.
Copious?
Yes, Copium. Yeah, what would be like we've copious amounts of it. We've talked about it. But what would be like the...
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, we're not into
nauseum. We'll talk about nauseum. Okay, yeah. Okay,
there we
go. Right. And the other... I think the last talking point for O'Reilly I really want to touch on, Raja, back in the 88, ran high.
He's done well in the Jordan Anderson cars.
Yeah. But
he's just really got to make the most when he gets the JRM rides.
Yeah, as we've talked about in nauseum, this is a really tough track, but a really good opportunity to show what kind of stuff he's made of in that JRM equipment.
I will say as well, I really wish Casey Kane would have come back to run this race again. I was so happy to see that last year.
That would have been sick, yeah.
Has nothing to do with anything we've written down, but just something that popped into my head thinking of the Hendrick Motor Cars livery. Oh, I miss Casey Kane so much. Anyways.
Anywho, let's give you the schedule, as short as it is. Make some race picks.
Do you want to show them the schedule sheet for this week?
Show them?
Just. No, I mean, you can tell it to them, but just look at how short this is.
Yeah, it's... Anywho, so on Friday, April 3rd, at 11 a.m., you have truck practice. At noon, you have truck qualifying. At 1:30, you have O'Reilly practice, and at 2:30, you have O'Reilly qualifying. The truck race is at 4:30 that evening. At 11:30 a.m., there's a ARCA East race on Saturday. And then on Saturday at 2:30 is the O'Reilly 250 at Rockingham. And then there's an Formula E race in Madrid at 8 p.m.
That's it.
And that is it. Do you want to get us rolling with?
Yeah,
we're not making it a Formula E pick. Neither of us did research for that.
Nah.
Anyways,
so my picks, I'm going with the Hurricane. Carson Hocevar is running the Truck Series race.
All right.
And he's quick in that car.
Yeah.
And I think this track that truck, and I think this track will suit that truck specifically. They did well in Atlanta, and even though this isn't a plate track, I just feel like the same handling characteristics apply to this track. And for O'Reilly's, I'm just hedging my bets. Not hedging my bets, that's the wrong term. Fuck the term. I'm going with Roger Carew.
Fuck yeah.
I think he just, like I said, he knows he needs to make the most of these opportunities in the 88 car, and I think he's gonna push hard, try to make it happen. Yeah.
For trucks, my pick is going to be Corey Heim, as he is also running this race.
Hi, Corey Heim lover.
Yeah, hopefully you're watching this. Yeah, no justification. He's always a good pick when he's running a race. As for my O'Reilly pick, I'm going for the Justin Allgaier 3-peat. Again, just always a good pick when he's running. What else do you say? I mean, it's Justin Allgaier in the 7 car in O'Reilly's. He's
really good.
He's really good, and especially at a track like this.
Yeah.
Straight up. Well.
All right.
Yeah. That's about all I got.
That's what we got for this week. Unfortunately, not a ton.
We still managed to fill this with a ton of yaps.
We did. Well, yeah, we can yap all we want, but as far as racing coming up this week, not a ton. Obviously, I love Rockingham. I was so happy last year coming back to this track.
Very cool place.
It's such a unique track. Those shots down the backstretch, there's nothing even remotely like it in NASCAR.
Very cool.
And so I am happy to be back here for another year. Hopefully
many more to come.
Yeah, hopefully it continues. I really like this track, and I'm really happy we're running here. Excited to watch the races. It will definitely feel a little weird with no racing really on Sunday. It's just it's like that first Sunday in the off season where you're just like,
with no football, and you're like,
no. I mean, for me, more no racing. The first week of the NASCAR off season is like, it's Sunday, and you're like, what am I?
You're just like in the shock state, in a trance.
Yeah, exactly. And then you realize by then football started, so But if you're not a football fan, you just cooked.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was trying to say. It's like when the football season ends, and you're not a racing fan, and first Sunday with no football, you're like,
yeah,
what do I do?
What is this? But yeah.
I guess I do the laundry. Like, shit.
So tune into Rockingham. Like I said, there's nothing else like it on the NASCAR schedule.
Yeah.
It's a really cool track. So watch it.
That's all we got for you guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed the yap, and hopefully you enjoy this week's racing. So, see you next week.
Toodles.
But the 2 teams that actually did special liveries.
I'm sorry, but our director's geeking back here.
Okay.
Comfortable back here.
What are you doing?
I'm stretching out my back here. I'm cooped up back here.
Do you want to get you a chair?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'll sit crisscross applesauce.
All right, if you want a chair, just